Good morning. It's been a lovely weekend, hasn't it? And we're here at the beginning of another week. Where shall I start? I sort of began thinking, oh, what am I going to talk to you about? And then I had this tiny idea of something, and now it's exploded into something so big I'm not sure I can contain it. So I will do my very best. And it might be that if something I say sparks an interest, then you'll have to come back to me and ask for a longer conversation, because I'm going to give you all the little nuggets. So something happened over the weekend, and I realised that we have no idea what a huge impact we can have on people with our what we consider to be tiny acts. Often tiny acts of generosity. I suppose it could be tiny acts of being blooming miserable and difficult. But I was thinking about tiny acts of generosity, and sometimes something that we might do that in fact we're not even really almost aware we've done, but is received in a way that somebody sees something huge. Sometimes we give big things without even realising it. So I thought, how can I make that into 5 minutes? And then I started to think about Bible passages, and of course there's millions of them. Immediately comes to mind is the little boy with the fish and the loaves, and how on earth did he think that offering such a tiny gift, albeit it was a lot for him, but how is that tiny gift going to feed 5,000 people? We know that story, don't we? And there are all the references to mustard seeds, which are they're a bit bigger than a grain of dust, aren't they? But you're not going to get much out of a mustard seed. But then the mustard shrub, it grows quickly, it grows well, it's an abundant bush, and there are proverbs relating. You know it. There are loads of stuff, isn't there? And the one that then really just jumped into my head was the story of David and Goliath, which was kind of tied into what's going on that had triggered all these thoughts anyway. The idea that small David, with just a pocket of stones, could defeat the giant. Now, we might see that as a genuine literal story of a small boy and a large giant, or we might want to think of it as something like perhaps the suffragette movement, and how this small group of women overthrew the entire government policy on women's rights. I'm sure we all know individuals who seem to have garnered colossal strength from somewhere to turn around policy, or to get something for a family member that appeared at the surface to be asking too much. We know these stories, don't we? And David and Goliath, and I thought, so when I was ordained, prior to ordination, you go on a retreat. And my pre-ordination retreat was in Llantarnam Abbey. And the whole thing was around the idea of David and the stones in his pocket. And that small boy, because he had the right tools, was able to achieve so much. And over the course of the retreat, we spent time thinking about the smooth stones. And I've got them in front of you. So as part of that time together, we were given smooth stones, 5 of them. So that we had, you can see there's something written on them. So we had 5 smooth stones, and this was our weapon, our armory, our ammunition. Perhaps it was our gifts, what we have to make sure that we are giants in ministry. And I'm going to show them to you because they've all got words written on them. So we spent some time looking at the word gratitude and thinking of that as a smooth stone in our pocket. What do we have to be grateful for? Creativity was another of the stones. And we spent time thinking about, well, what makes our hearts sing? How do we want to be creative in our own lives and in our ministry to make sure that we continue to enthuse about our relationship with Christ and God, and encourage others into a relationship that feels life-giving? Another one was simplicity. or as human beings, we have a great propensity to overcomplicate, don't we? And this was about spending time stripping back and looking at the basics and making sure that we've got everything that we need. Companionship, the importance of friendships, relationships, and that we don't do anything in our own strength. We do it surrounded by others. I'm minded there to think of the three-chord strand, God, ourselves, and somebody else, perhaps, and the importance of walking with others. And the final stone is silence, which I know you all think I'm a big, lively, outgoing person, but actually silence is really important to me, and being quiet and spending time to listen as well as to speak, and spending time in relationship with God, just resting in him quietly. So those were the 5 smooth stones that I was given as part of my preparation for ordination. And all of that has come out of this thought I had about sometimes small things are huge. Where are we going with that? I don't know. Did it resonate? Let me know. Tell me about the small things in your life that are important. Maybe you've got something come to mind. You think, oh, do you know, I really need to go and say thank you, because they may not have known that they did that for me, whoever, whatever. But something was big there, and I need to say thank you for it. I don't know where you're going with that, but I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to share my small things with you, and I hope I shall catch up with some of you this week. Have a lovely day, and I shall talk to you soon, I'm sure. Lots of love and God bless to you. Bye bye.